everybody. I hope you are doing well. Before I get into today's reading, I'm going to share with you kind of a situation. It's not like a big deal situation, but it's weighing on my mind a little, and I'm going to talk through it, and hopefully once I say it to you, it'll be over. So there's a picnic tomorrow at somebody's house from group, and I really was excited about having the 3-day weekend to worry about my homework and my work. But part of my self-care, so pay attention, because this is me doing what I preach, okay? And I know the result will be better, even though I'm feeling a little uncomfortable at the moment. I really didn't want to go in the sense of I just didn't want to give up that much time. But the time is going to be productive in the sense that it's going to force me to relax. I'm going to be at somebody else's house. I'm going to get to play with the dog. I'm going to get to eat barbecue, whatever, all those things. And I need to make that a priority. And I need to remind myself I need to make that a priority. So I landed at a okay place with that. But as I negotiated with myself, it's an hour and a half, I think, each way, which I love driving, so it doesn't really matter. But I was like, okay, cool. I can listen to my coursework, because a lot of my videos and stuff I can listen to through my car. I also can listen to some of the other podcasts I'm going to be going on in the future to make sure that I'm familiar with them. And I can listen to my books. Like, I have so many things that I could do in the car. Like, an hour and a half each way isn't going to be enough time. Well, one of the people from group had asked for a ride. And because I had already negotiated this deal with myself of how I was going to use this time in order to give myself the free time, so to speak, when I got asked about this, I'm finding myself struggling. And here's why. This is another person in group, obviously, and I want to be, this is where recovery gets confusing, guys. I want to be a good 12-stepper, and if you don't know what that means, give back and help. So I know this other person wants to be at the picnic too, and do I have the ability to get them there? Yes, but will it impact me? And I really, it will. Like, I get grumpy just thinking about not being able to do the work in the car in order to give myself the treat of the picnic. So I'm really struggling with it. So when they asked last night, I didn't answer. I took the night to think about it and process it. Now, if you came to me with this situation and explained it just the way I did, I would tell you, say no. Like, we have to put ourselves, our recovery, our sanity first. And in this case, it may not sound recovery related that I'm taking care of myself, but if I'm working on my development and trying to maximize my time, which goes into my recovery, which goes into my plan to help hopefully the masses when it comes to gambling addiction versus one person, I had to prioritize and look at it almost like a business decision. But the guilt still sneaks in. So, like I said, I would tell you to just be like, no, I can't. And really, that's all we owe people. That's just not the way that my heart works, though. So I explained what I just shared with you to him. Like, I would be shortchanging myself and stress myself out if I gave you a ride. And that sounds, maybe not relatable. But what I realized as I'm talking to you, thank you for letting me burn through this, is I'm really not obligated to explain myself to other people. That's why I would tell you, just say no. Like, we have to, we don't necessarily owe anybody anything other than that in this kind of situation. So thank you for letting me share that. I really hope he makes it to the picnic. But I have to. See, this is me trying to release some of my guilt because I feel bad and I don't want to feel bad. So that's my morning drama that I'm trying to get over. All right, let's do the reading. Ooh, our quote is by Robert Frost. He's an author I had to read in, I think, 8th grade. Maybe as an adult, I'd appreciate him more. We'll see. Anyway, Everybody Should Be Free to Go Very Slow by Robert Frost. We've all been in a class we hated. We probably learned very little and did the minimum amount of work necessary. The same holds true for forcing our loved ones into recovery. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. If you're blessed enough to be an addict and have addicts around you, this will be helpful, I think. We all learn better when we are ready to be taught and more likely to go the extra mile for sobriety. In order to help a person into recovery, we must detach and leave our friend in God's hands. We can turn to our higher power as we mourn for our friend. Our higher power will bring us comfort and help us let go. Maybe our friend has reached bottom and it is time to surrender and accept help. If so, the future can look brighter almost immediately. But maybe he or she needs more time. A friend is ready to accept help when he or she surrenders the need to control life. We can only pray and wait patiently while that person begins his or her own recovery. Today, help me let go and let God. Wow, if that slogan wasn't any more applicable. I can relate to this, and I can relate to this not only personally, but professionally. When people in the gambling community, whether I'm working with them directly or not, just in my group, you know, we see them go back out, you know, and we care. We want to, I don't know about you, but I'm a fixer and I'm a controller, and I want to do that. Like, hey, what are you doing? Come on now. It's better on the recovery side. Why aren't you getting it? Well, come on, let me show you the way. Let me bring you to a meeting. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you that. And what this reading is sharing is that really doesn't work. And everybody's recovery is going to be in their own time, myself included. I think I've told you that most of my 20s gambling, you know, people that I went to the casino with would almost inevitably be like, hey, you see that 1-800 number on the wall? And it was kind of a little bit of joking, but people say it. I know that there was a serious undertone to it. I'm not offended by it. It just was. People knew. And oh, by the way, if you think you're keeping your gambling addiction a secret, maybe you are, but chances are you aren't. And maybe they don't know it's gambling per se, but they know something's broken. If that helps you ease into confession time. So anyway, so it's on people's own terms, and it's the story. I know I struggle with this, you know, with my brother, whether he's using or not. I would use this in the tone of more just getting help and living a good life, and him understanding his value that he has and is capable of having. He could be a great father. He could be a great employee. And it's not for me to decide when he decides to do that. It's not for, I can't control what the dialogue is in his mind. I can ask the universe to help and support him every day and hope that someday he gets it. But it's not for me to decide. And oh, by the way, it isn't easy on the sidelines, you know, especially depending on the significance of the relationship. If it's a parent, if it's a child, if it's a significant other, you know, maybe that takes more impact than somebody in the rooms or, you know, a stranger, whatever. But it's still, when you get to the other side and you realize how life can be so freaking amazing and awesome in recovery, or without a bat, or without a drink, or without a drug, when you see what that's about, you just want to give it to everybody. And that's not a bad thing, that we want everybody to feel those amazing feelings. It's just not up to us. It's up to them, and it's up to their higher power, God, universe, whoever that may be. And it's their journey. And I hate. Did I mention I hate? And I don't hate many things, but I hate that saying, it is what it is. Absolutely makes me cringe, I can feel my body change when I hear that saying. I hate it. I feel like it's a cop-out. And the problem is, it could be true. It really is what it is. We can't control it. I'd like to think of it more. Maybe it's just the verbiage and the way that I've heard it through the years that I have that association with it, that negative connotation and the reaction that I get. But really, ultimately, it's going to be the way it's going to be. There's a plan and everything happens the way it's supposed to. That's how I frame my beliefs now. That's probably pretty equal to it is what it is. But I still don't have to like that. And again, I don't hate much, but that, and I probably don't even really hate it. I just don't. Ugh. Yeah, maybe I do hate it. Who knows? Maybe down the road, I'll be telling you I love that saying as I sit here and evolve and grow with you every day. I doubt it, but I'm being optimistic. All right, my beautiful people. The weekend's getting closer. You know what? I discovered this guy, and I'm going to see if I can find his name. He is on Instagram, and he did a 5-day series. I think I mentioned him the other day. He did a 5-day over the course of 2 weeks, a little series about sharing his story. I can't find it. Oh my God, all these people talk too much on Instagram. All right, it's not at my fingertips. Anyway, he's very just raw and honest. And if you happen to be listening to me and here we go. On Instagram, it's ProbGamNI, ProbGamNI. And I think it stands for Problem Gambler in Northern Ireland because he's Irish and his accent's really cool to listen to. So if you get a chance, I would check him out, follow him. He's just so freaking transparent and just doing beautiful work. So I don't know him. I just discovered him, and I think he's doing a really good job for the community. So just want to throw that out there. If you have free time on this nice long weekend, United States people, and if you have free time in your normal life everywhere else in the world. So, all right. I hope you have a fabulous Friday. I will talk to you guys tonight.